Please put a yes in the chat if I'm audible, guys, those who are online. Done? Thank you. Fine. So, I think if you remember, what we were studying was a concept called as strings, okay? So first of all, Monday effect plus Holi effect I can see. Anyways, I wish all of you a very happy and colorful Holi. I hope the colors that you see is all errors, red color, green color, class is different color, string is different color. That way if you focus a little bit on those colors, definitely it will help you more. And I know maybe in South India it's not a very big festival, but definitely up north it is something everyone celebrates. But I have one problem with India is that there are too many festivals, you open the calendar, festival only, But what happens is, from a very young age, we have been taught to, always celebrate, etc. Festivals are very important to all of us. But the problem is, festivals will come every year. First job will come only once in your life. So a person who realizes that next year also festival, till the day you die, festivals will be there. But this opportunity comes only once, will have to keep festivals aside for some time and focus on their skills, okay? However, you guys are here, those who will see the recording messages for them, okay? Anyways, point is, we were discussing strings. I would like to take 2 minutes to recap whatever we have learned. First of all, how can I define a string? What is the definition of a string? It is a series of characters enclosed within double quotes. Few textbooks or authors or even developers call a string as an array of characters. Both definitions are one and the same, because you can see it looks like an array only, you have characters, indexes, etc. Then, next thing we learned is that in Java strings are objects, and also in Java there are two types of strings: immutable, mutable, non-changeable, changeable. I think on Friday's class, our discussion was on what type of string, changeable or non-changeable? Non-changeable strings, yes or no? In other words, immutable. For that, I want one class to create the object. Which class are we using? String class. Tell me, how many ways are there to create strings? Two ways primarily, using new, without using new. These are the two ways to create strings. Those who are saying 4, you are talking about comparing strings. Yes, there are 4 ways to compare strings. Can you tell me what are the 4 ways? Double equal to will compare references. Equals method will compare values. Equals ignore case will compare values. But it doesn't bother about the case. Upper, lower, doesn't matter. Yes. There is actually one more way called as compare to method, which anyways today I will be teaching you. Am I clear? Then tell me, where is memory for strings allocated? Heap segment. Yes? But in heap segment, there is one special area only for strings. What is that called as? String constant pool. Yes? Now, when is strings created inside that constant pool? Without using new. When is it created outside the constant pool in the heap? Using new. But string pool has one property. What is the property? Duplicates will not be allowed. But outside the string pool, which is heap, there is no restriction. You can create how many ever duplicates. Am I clear? I think that is what essentially we had learned through different examples. Okay. Today, I would like to continue, and this is what I would like to start today's class with. First of all, this is one string called as tap. That is one more string called as academy. Now let us assume I want to combine both the strings and form a new string. Basically what I want to do is, I want to take academy and attach it to tap. In which case, I am going to get something called as tap academy, like this. Would you agree with me? Friends, taking two strings and attaching them together is only technically called as concatenation. We don't say attach, we say concat. Understood? Now, I want to speak about concatenation because again a very commonly used operation in programming, and many interview questions can be expected as well. Try to understand. There are two ways to do concatenation in strings. First way is using an operator called as plus. Now the beauty about plus is, you put 10 plus 20, it will do addition. You do tab plus academy, it will do concatenation. So plus is designed in Java to do two things. It is doing addition also, it is doing concatenation. Depends on what you are giving it. Am I clear? Okay sir. Second way sir. Second way is using one method. You know inside every string you have so many methods. They gave us one method also to do concatenation. What is the method? Concat. Now there are huge differences between both, especially friends in terms of memory. I want everybody to focus and understand how this works, okay? For that I need to take an example. So first, you know, whenever you want to understand strings, stack and heap is compulsory. Now in this code segment, I'm going to write a simple program. In my program, observe class and main method. Inside this, first, within double quotes, I'll create a string called as Java. I'll give this a reference. I'll call it as S1. Naturally, S1 has to be of type string. Second, I'll create one more string. I'll call this as Python. I'll give this a reference. I'll call it as S2. S2 also has to be of type string. Am I clear? Okay, sir, next what? Now, see what I will do. In the next line, I want to do concatenation. One way to do concatenation is, take the string Java, concatenate it with Python. Java plus Python. What will Java plus Python give us, sir? Java Python. One string it will give us. Understood? Now what I want to do is, I want to give this string one reference. I will call that reference as S3. Obviously, S3 has to be of type string. Clear till here? Once more I will do concatenation. Java plus Python. Who told only once I can create? How many times I want again? I'll give this a reference. I'll call it as S4. S4 is going to be of type string. Now, I think for those who came on Friday's class who typed practice revised, tell me, where will Java string get created? Constant pool. Where will Python get created? Constant pool. Tell me, will it be two separate strings or what? Yes, 100% it will be two separate strings, which means if I compare references, 100% it will not be equal. If I compare values, 100% it will not be equal. There is no need for me to explain it separately. Same thing I'm showing. Watch it. First line assignment RHS. One brand new string called as Java gets created inside constant pool. Reason, sir, without using new. I'll give this one address, maybe 1000. That address is given to the reference S1. References are created on the stack. 1000 comes there. That is now referring to this. Okay. Second one is also clear. Python also gets created inside the constant pool only. This will also have an address, maybe 2000. That address is given to the reference S2. 2000 goes inside S2. This is referring to this. I think this is also clear. Now, the new concept starts from the third line. Listen. Assignment RHS. Java plus Python is going to give us Java Python. No doubt about it. But my question to you is, where do you think that string is going to be created? Constant pool or non-constant? You are saying constant pool. Why? When I say non-constant pool, I am basically talking about outside the constant pool. Am I clear? Now please try to tell me, friends, where is it going to get created? Constant pool. Why are you saying constant pool? Sir, we have not used new. Correct? 100% you are right. Brand new string gets created. Java plus Python, Java Python. New string will have a new address. I am assuming that address to be some 3000. That 3000 is taken and given to the reference S3. S3 gets 3000 and hence that is referring to this. I think this is also clear. Now tell me if you understood. What about the fourth line? Again assignment RHS. Tell me Java plus Python, Java Python. Where will this Java Python get created? Constant pool. Because sir, we didn't use new, you may say. Yes? But my question is, will one more Java Python get created? Yes or no? No. Why do you say no? Because we already learned constant pool has one property, that it is not going to allow duplicates. So what will happen is, same string's address is taken. And what is address? 3000. That is given to S4. Yes? 3000 comes inside S4. This is referring to that. I hope you understood. Now, once you understand the memory, it is so very easy. Now we just have to go and compare using double equal to and using equals method, everybody should focus. So what I'm just going to do is I'll go here and I will just now quickly type out my program. String type S1 equal to, within double quotes I will create Java. Next line, string type S2 equal to, within double quotes I will create Python. Next line, string type S3 is equal to, Java is one string. To this I will concatenate another string called as Python. Am I clear? Okay sir, understood. Next what? I'll just copy this line. I will be pasting it again and I will change this to S4. Now, I don't think there is any need for me to compare S1 and S2. You understood. If there is anything for me to compare, it should be S3 and S4. Everybody should focus. Tell me how to compare references. Double equal to operator. Yes? How to use double equal to operator, sir? If in case I will put. And inside this if block, what I'm going to do is, I will go and tell S1 double equal to, S3 double equal to S4. Now, if addresses are equal, I will get answer as true. If it is not equal, I will get false. So what I will do is, I will come inside if block and I will just print one message wherein I will just be telling that these references are actually equal. But if condition is false, friends, I should come to else and there I will be telling references are unequal. Okay. Next I want to compare values of S3 and S4. Sir, how are you going to write that code? Sir, again very simple. All I will be doing here is, again I will come and I will be putting if, also I will be putting else. Now if you have really understood, tell me how to compare values. Equals method if you want case sensitivity. Equals, ignore case if you don't want case sensitivity. So I'll just tell me how to write the code. S3 dot, tell me what should I tell? Equals. Equals to what? S4. Clear? Okay. If it is true, I will come inside this and just tell that values are equal. Otherwise, I will just copy this line, come to else, and I will tell values are unequal. And clearly one can see, if you compare references, 100% both have the same address. So condition is true and you should be getting references are equal. But if you compare values, most certainly both are referring to the same string, value will be the same. Correct or not? So both references as well as values, both must be equal. Clear till here? And based on that, if I were to just go and execute it here, both references are also equal, values are also equal, as you can clearly see here. I hope everybody understood. Okay, sir, we understood this, sir. Next one. Next what means, if you have understood this, listen to me, one simple change I am going to do in this program. First of all, again same stack, heap, all that is fine. This is my code segment. In my code segment, I have all my, all this class, main method, all that I will just be writing. Now watch it. Inside this, try to understand. Same, I will create a string called as Java. I will give this a reference, I will call it as S1. S1 has to be of type string. Again, I will be creating one string called as Python. Inside that, I will be giving a reference S2. S2 is also going to be of type string. Now focus. Friends, last time, how did you do concatenation? Java plus Python. So what you did is, you used Java, which is a value. You used Python, which is a value. But those who have been focusing in class, in computer science, I've told you, we don't use the word value. We use one more word. What is that word? Literal. What is the word we say? Literal. So last time, you did string concatenation using two literals or values. But concatenation can be also performed using references. Sir, we didn't understand. What I mean to say is, you can do it like this also. S1 plus S2. Understood? What is S1? Java only. What is S2? Python only. Now when I do S1 plus S2, don't think it will add 1000 plus 2000, 3000. Not like that. Even here also 100% it is going to do Java plus Python. Clear till here? I'll give this a reference. I'll call it as S3. Naturally, S3 also is going to be of type strings. Okay, friends. Once more I will do concatenation. S1 plus S2. I'll give this a reference. I'll call it as S4. S4 is going to be of type string. Clear till here? I think first line is clear to all of you. Without using new means Java is created in constant pool. Address is 1000. Reference is S1. 1000 goes and sits inside S1. That is referring to this. Second line is also clear to you. Without using new means Python gets created in the constant pool. It will have a new address, maybe 2000. That 2000 is given to S2. S2 will get 2000. That is now going to refer to this. This also everyone knows. Now watch it. Again, third line, assignment RHS. S1 plus S2, Java plus Python, Java Python only. Tell me, where is memory allocated? Constant pool. Why constant pool? Without using new, correct? So according to you, last time also, this time also, Java Python should get created in the constant pool only. A new string will always have a new address. That address is given to the reference S3. S3 gets 3000, that is referring to this. Now next time, again when I tell S1 plus S2, Java plus Python, Java Python, but duplicate will not get created because constant pool. So same address is taken, given to S4, and hence S4 gets 3000, that is referring to this, which means last time and this time, memory is the same, which means last time's output, this time's output also should be same, because S3 double equal to S4 equal, S3 dot equals S4 same. Output should be the same. Now, observe this carefully all of you and understand it with me. So, if in case I were to just go here, everybody who has eyes can see that it is exactly the same memory wise, right? Now see here, I will make only one change. I will replace Java with S1. I will replace Python with S2. Here also, I will be making this as S1 plus S2. Is this clarity there for all of you? Now if in case I were to do this and take the cursor here and execute the code, then what is the output? Same or different? You can see values are still equal, but something changed. What changed? References are unequal. Now if a student has really been typing and practicing in strings, he or she would have got one piece of awareness, which is whenever I compare two strings, values are same, but references are not same. What does it mean? It means there is a duplicate. Yes or no? That is why addresses are different. I hope you are able to understand. But sir, according to the memory diagram, there was only one Java Python. What is happening, sir, you may ask. That is what you must understand. This is why memory-based learning in computer science is so important, because you thought that when you did S1 plus S2, Java Python got created, S1 plus S2, Java plus Python got created inside the constant pool. Yes or no? But that is where your understanding is actually wrong. Why, sir, you may ask. Listen to me carefully. Whenever a programmer does concatenation between two strings using references, listen to my words carefully. Whenever a programmer does concatenation between two strings using references, the concatenated string is not created inside the constant pool. Java has been designed in such a way that string gets created outside the constant pool, inside the heap. Understood? So Java Python actually got created here. You didn't know that. New string will have a new address. Let us assume 3000. That address is given to the reference S3. S3 gets 3000. That is referring to this. If this one point is clear to you, now tell me, come to the last line. Assignment RHS. S1 plus S2. Yes, you are doing concatenation. Using literals or using references? References. If you do concatenation using references, where is memory allocated? Constant pool or outside constant pool? Outside constant pool. From today onwards, you can refer this region outside the constant pool as the heap area. You can call it as heap area. Are you able to understand? So where is memory allocated? Heap area. Tell me, in the heap area, do you have any restriction like duplicates cannot be created? No. And hence, brand new string Java Python is created. Are you able to understand? New string will have a new address, maybe 4000. That 4000 is given to the reference S4. 4000 goes inside S4, that is referring to this. If this one point you have, now it is so easy. Tell me, if I were to, in this case, compare references, equal or unequal? Unequal. Compare values, equal or unequal? Equal. References are unequal, values are equal. That is what you want. Am I clear? So 100% you can notice here, if I were to just go now, open back Eclipse, you can see the output clearly. References are unequal, values are equal. Why references are unequal? Because there are two objects, not one. Why there are two objects? Because there are duplicates. Why is there duplicate? Because it is created in the heap area. That's all. Understood? Okay, sir. Very good. Now, some of you will be thinking, sir, what if? Can I do like this, sir? Yes, one, I will replace it with Java. Yes, two, I will replace it with Python. Now, if you look carefully, how are you doing concatenation? One literal, one reference. One reference, one literal. Like that you are doing concatenation. First of all, is this allowed? Yes, no problem. Now, if this is allowed, where is memory allocated, sir, you may ask. Is it inside the string pool or is it outside in the heap area? Very simple. Friends, whenever you see concatenation, even if one single reference is used, listen to my words carefully, even if a single reference is used, memory is always allocated in the heap area. Am I clear? If what I am saying is true, this is allocated in heap area, this is allocated in heap area. Tell me, is duplicates allowed or not allowed? Allowed. Which means will address be same or different? Different. That's all. Am I clear? Which means last time memory diagram and this time memory diagram is one and the same. And that is why output is also going to be one and the same. References are unequal, values are equal. Clear? Okay, sir. I understood, sir. So, in conclusion, I just want to visually show you this. Watch it. Basically, what did I say? Concatenation can be done in two ways. One is using plus operator, other is using concat method. We will look at concat method separately. Now, what you did is, using plus operator, you did concatenation using two literals or values. In this case, where memory is allocated is different. When you did using two references, memory allocation is different. And of course, we did one literal, one reference, one reference, one literal. If you have really understood, tell me, in the first case, where is memory allocated? Constant pool, string constant pool. Tell me, in the second case, where is memory allocated? Outside, heap area. In short, I am calling this HA, heap area. Tell me, in third case, where is memory allocated? Heap area. Last case, heap area. So clearly, if you have eyes, you can notice. If you use plus operator, memory is allocated in the string constant pool under only one condition, where both the strings are literals. I hope you are able to see that. In every other combination, even if one reference comes, memory is always in heap area. Simple way to remember. You will never go wrong if you remember this one rule. Clear till here? Okay, sir. Then what about this fellow, sir? Concat. Now, whatever I showed you using plus, same thing you can achieve with concat. Try to understand. First of all, long back I only told you, a string is nothing but an object. A string is nothing but an object. An object has two parts. Has part, does part. In the has part, you have the data, Java, whatever, Python, whatever is the string you are giving. What is there in the does part? Methods. Equals method, equals ignore case method. That your methods. One more method which is there, and of course this is the reference, I'm just showing 1000 like this, okay. Now listen to me carefully. Inside every string object, compulsorily you have methods like equals. You also have a method called as concat. Now I want to use this method, concat. Think logically and tell me how to access concat. S1 dot concat. And inside this brackets you should tell what to concat with. Am I clear? If this one fundamental thing is clear to all of you, then you should help me out here, okay? Watch this. If I were to just go here, see here, observe carefully, look at the third line. See how I will replace it. S1 dot, I will concat it with S2. Understood? Similarly here I will go and I will tell S1 dot concat. Concat with whom, sir? S2. I think everybody understood how the syntax looks like. Now the only question is memory. Where is memory allocated? Let me see if you can guess. Where do you think this memory is allocated? Constant pool or heap area? Why do you say heap area? Sir, we have used references. Yes? Okay. If your assumption is correct, this is created in the heap area. Tell me, where is this going to be created? Heap area. In heap area, are duplicates allowed? Yes. Which means, will address be same or different? Different. So references will be unequal, value should be equal. Same output you should get. Let's see whether you are correct. If I go here and execute, 100% references are unequal, values are equal. So your assumption is correct. Now some of you will be like, sir, can I do like this, sir? S1, replace it with Java. S2, replace it with Python. Again here, S1, replace it with Java. Again here, S2, replace it with Python. Now also I am doing concatenation using references or literals? Literals. Now, many of you, 99% of you will guess that where is memory going to be allocated? Constant pool. Yes? But that is where you are wrong, because if you use concat method, doesn't matter whether it is literals or values or whether it is references, one reference, one value, doesn't matter. If you use concat, memory is always allocated in heap area. Just remember this. Which means this is also created in heap area, this is also created in heap area, 100% this also will have a different address, this will have a different address, and hence references should not be equal, values will be equal. And you can notice, if I just go here and execute, output is exactly the same. See here, if I replace Java with S1, I'll replace Python with S2. Doesn't matter which combination you use, memory is always allocated in heap area. Clear? If this is clear to you, then same thing, let me just show it visually so that you are able to understand. If you use two literals, if you use two references, if you use one reference, one literal, if you use other way around, doesn't matter. Memory is always and always allocated in which area? Heap area. So you can see concat method means heap area. Simple as that. Understood? So in concatenation of strings, memory is allocated in constant pool only in one condition, where you use plus and both are literals. In every other condition, memory is allocated in heap area. Easy way to remember. If you don't know these things, you will get totally confused while predicting output. How to predict output if you don't know this? Am I clear till here? I hope this much also everybody has understood. So, and also one more thing I want to tell you is, don't think that concatenation can only be done between two strings. Nobody told that. It can be two strings, it can be three strings, it can be how many ever strings you want. For example, see here, I'll just go here and I will tell like this. I will tell Java plus Python plus JavaScript like this. Now that you can concatenate 3 strings also. I hope you will understand. If in case I copy this, if in case I paste it. Let me see how many of you have understood the concept. Tell me, where do you think memory is going to be allocated? Constant pool, because all are literals. Is duplicate allowed or not allowed? Not allowed. Is references equal or unequal? Equal. Values? Equal. If I execute. Hope you understand. But if I just replace this Python with S2, if I just replace this Java with S1, now tell me, where is memory allocated? Heap area. Even if one reference comes, heap area. Heap area means duplicate. Duplicates means references will be unequal. I think you got the picture. Clear till here? Okay, sir. We understood this concatenation also clear. Fine. Next, what to do? If you have understood all this, then now my discussion on immutable strings will not be complete unless I teach you this one concept. Let me see how many of you can remember. What are the 4 ways to compare strings? Double equal to references, equals values but case sensitive, equals ignore case values but case insensitive, doesn't give uppercase, lowercase, it doesn't care. Am I clear? Now focus. But there are 4 ways. What is the last and final one? Compare. Now a student who knows how to compare references, who knows how to compare values, will naturally question, why do I need one more method? Because all my requirements are already satisfied. Why do I require a 4th method? Let me ask you one question, and I'm sure everybody can relate to this. See, assume you are in school or even in college. Every teacher or lecturer who came to class came with one attendance register. What is it called as? Attendance register only? Yes. In that they would take your attendance by calling out your name. From school times you are used to this, correct? Now tell me, in your attendance register, there are 2 names. One is Rakesh, another is Rohan, like this. Now I am asking you, in the attendance register, which name is going to come first, which name is going to come second? Rakesh will come first, Rohan will come second. What is the logic behind deciding this? Because what you did is, boss, R and R are same. But just because they are same, I can't put them together. So you next compare the next 2 alphabets, A and O. Tell me alphabetically which comes first? A. So one way to say is, O is greater than A, or A is lesser than O. Alphabetically, if you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 till 26. So you will put Rakesh first, Rohan second. Yes or no? Now let us assume I ask you to write a program where you have to sort strings alphabetically. So I will give you a list of strings. Your job is to sort them alphabetically, like how they did in attendance register. If you want to sort them alphabetically, just imagine you have to compare values. And to compare values, you have only 2 options. Equals method, equals ignore case method. Now try to understand the problem with these 2 fellows. Problem with these 2 fellows is, example, see what they will do, okay? First thing they are going to do is, I have equals method, equals ignore case method. Whether I use equals or equals ignore case, and if I give Rakesh and Rohan, both these fellows, what they will do is, they will just compare the strings and they will tell me, are they equal or are they unequal? It will either give me true or it will give me false. If it is equal, they'll give me true. If it is unequal, they'll give me false. Okay, boss, I know Rakesh and Rohan are not equal. But is Rakesh greater than Rohan or lesser than Rohan? That I am not able to find out. Yes, because what is it telling me? Equal or unequal? That I know it's not equal. Now, is it greater or lesser? How to find? Understood what I am saying? That is why they told, in Java, there will be sometimes a requirement where 2 strings have to be compared. 2 strings have to be compared character by character. Two strings should be compared character by character. And you don't just tell me whether it is equal or not equal. Tell me whether it is greater or smaller. That is why they gave you a fourth option called as compare to. Am I clear? So see, now the problem, as I told you, with these two fellows is, after, if they are not equal, they will not tell me which one is greater or smaller. This is not possible. I hope everybody understood. So they told, boss, don't worry, I'll give you one more option. Compare to. Clear? How does compare to work, sir? Very simple. Compare to will not do two-way comparison. Compare to will give me three-way comparison. What do you mean by three-way, sir? If I use compare to, either it will tell me they are equal. If it is not equal, it will tell me greater or it will tell me smaller. This is what I need. Clear? So let's do this. I hope you understood. See, boss, very simple. You are comparing email addresses. Two email addresses you are comparing. What do you want to know? Equal or unequal? You don't care about case sensitivity. So what you will do? You will happily go and you will use a method called as equals. It will just tell you, is it equal or is it unequal? More than enough for email ID comparison. But let us assume you are comparing passwords. Then also what do you want to know? Equal or unequal? But case sensitive or insensitive? Insensitive. So case sensitive or insensitive? Case sensitive. In which case you can use equals. In email address case, maybe you can use equals or you can also use equals, ignore case. Because you don't care about case sensitivity. So this is a good use case for password. This is a good use case for email. Understood? But if you want to sort two strings, you can't use this fellow, you can't use this fellow. I hope you understood. Okay. Now what to do, sir? Watch. Let's start one by one. I'll take the first case. Assume I have a string called as Sachin. I'll call this as S1. Assume I have another string. I'll call it as Saurav. We'll call it as S2. Now focus. If I use S1 dot equals S2, it will tell me false. If I tell S1 dot equals ignore case of S2, it will tell me false. S1 is not equal to S2. Very good. But I want to know, is S1 greater than S2 or smaller than S2? For that what I should do is, first I should compare S and S equal. Then I should proceed A and A equal. Then I should proceed C and U is not equal. Stop. Now tell me, is C greater than U or lesser than U? Lesser than U. And hence you should tell me S1 is lesser than S2. I hope you understood. And that is where compare to comes into the picture. This is how compare to works. And sir, how does compare to know C is lesser than U, sir? ASCII value. If A is 65, B is 66, what is C? 67. That way tell me, will U's value be greater than C or lesser than C? Greater. Obviously 67 is lesser than whatever is the value of U, it will be some 85 something. Am I clear? And now please understand, compare to should tell me, programmer, that S1 is lesser than S2. It should tell me this. How will it tell, sir? Very simple. It will return something. It will return. What will it return, sir? It will return a negative value. If compare to returns negative, your conclusion should be first string is smaller than second string. Clear? Okay, sir. Case number 2. Assume this is how it was. I have a string called as Saurav, S1. Now S2 is a string called as Sachin. Observe. Now I will tell S1 dot compare to S2. Focus. It will start character by character, equal. ASCII value of S, ASCII value of S, equal. ASCII value of A, equal. Proceed. Is ASCII value equal? No. No means stop. I hope you understood. Now it should tell me, is S1 greater or smaller? Tell me, greater or smaller? Greater. To tell S1 is greater than S2, this fellow is going to return a positive value. Am I clear? If you get a positive value, it means greater. If you get a negative value, it means smaller. If you understood this, next case you will understand even better. First string, let us assume, is Sachin. Second string also let us assume is same, Sachin only. Now tell me, if I tell S1 dot compare to S2, start character by character. ASCII value is equal. ASCII value is equal. ASCII value is equal. 100% equal. This is also equal. This is also equal. All characters of first string matches all characters of second string. Now compare to method should tell me S1 is equal to S2. Can you predict and tell me what will it return? Very good. It is going to return 0. Have you understand? So very simple. 0 means equal. Positive means greater. Negative means small. And actually speaking, there is a logic why it returns negative, positive, 0. Basically what it is doing is, see, it is taking u. Let us assume u is 85. I don't know what is the exact value. I am assuming 85. It will take, let us assume, C. C is 67. Now what it will do is, it will subtract both. If I subtract both, will I get positive value or negative value? Positive value. Because I am getting positive value, it knows that u is greater than C. That is the logic. Understood? Similarly, if C is 67, u is 85. Now if I subtract, positive value or negative value? Negative value. And that is how it knows that C is smaller than u. Now both are same, u and u. What is it? 85, 85. Tell me, if I subtract it, what should be the answer? 0. That is how it knows it is equal. Clear till here? I hope everybody understood. Very simple, again, doesn't matter, but I hope this much is clear. Now I know some students sitting here who are thinking will get one doubt. The doubt will be, sir, all this is okay, but every example that you have showed us till now, strings are equal in size. Equal in size. What if their size is different? Example, assume this is how it was. First string is Java. Second string is Java C, like that. Clear? Now if in case I tell S1 dot compare to S2, J and J equal, A and A equal, V and V equal, A and A equal. Now length of first string is over, length of second string is continuing. So tell me logically which string should be greater, S1 or S2? S2. Which means S1 is smaller than S2. Tell me, to tell S1 is smaller than S2, what will compare to return? Can you predict and tell me? Very good. It is going to return negative value. Because where there is no character, it will treat it as 0. Now here there is character. What is the value of C? 67. 0 minus 67. Positive value or negative value? Negative value. S1 is smaller than S2. I think you got the picture. Clear till here? If this is clear to all of you, 100% clarity a student will only get if he or she goes and writes code. Otherwise there is never clarity. Now focus. I'll remove all this. I'll remove this also. I will just make this as Sachin. I will make this as Saurabh. Now focus. You can't directly go and tell if in case S1 dot compare to S2. You can't. Because compare to is not returning true or false. If it is true or false only, you can put it inside if. What is compare to returning? 0, positive, negative. Correct? So see what I will do. See how to write code. I'll just go here and I will tell S1 dot compare to. Compare to whom? S2. Now please understand, this method is going to return something which I will collect, assignment. What is it going to return? Either 0 or negative or positive. In other words, integers. Correct or not? So I will just collect it inside a variable called as result. Now what I will do is, now see, I will put if in case. Sir, then what will you do, sir? First I will check, is result equal to 0? Is result equal to 0? Tell me, if what is there inside result is 0, what is the conclusion? Strings are equal. Just go here, print one message, system.out.println, and I will tell strings are equal. I hope you understood. But it's not over, else. And again I will check if. This is important. Now I want to check, is it positive? How to check positive? Result greater than 0 is only positive. If it is positive, I will come here. Tell me friends, what is the conclusion if it is positive? String 1 is greater than string 2. That is only the conclusion. Correct or not? Now tell me, result is not 0. Result is not greater than 0, which means there is only one conclusion. What is the conclusion? Lesser than 0. No need to again put if. No need. Clear? So I will come here, copy this line, paste it, and make it as S1 lesser than S2. That's it. I think logic is clear to all. Okay. Now watch it. In this case, S and S is equal, A and A is equal, C and U is unequal. Now C is 65, U is 85. C is 67, U is some 85. 100% C is smaller than U. And hence compare to is going to return what value? Negative. If I come here, is result equal to 0? No. Else, if is result greater than 0? No. Come to else. What is the printing statement? S1 lesser than S2. If I execute correctly, S1 is lesser than S2. Clear? But if in case I go here and I just exchange these strings, I will make this as Saurav and this as Sachin. Now, U is not equal to C. U is 85, C is 67. If I subtract, positive or negative? Positive. 100% result will return positive. Which means it is not equal to 0. Is it greater than 0? Yes. S1 is greater than S2. If I execute, you can see. And if I go here, make both the same. Now 100% if I execute, strings are. Similarly, if I make this as Java, if I make this as Java C. Now tell me, S1 is greater than or smaller than S2? Smaller. If I execute correctly. That's it. Clear? Sir, what if I tell Java and then Java like this? Can you now tell me what should be the result? S1 is equal, greater or smaller? Very simple. Whenever you are getting confused, tell me, what is the ASCII value of capital A? 65. Small a? 97. Which means capital J, small j. Capital J will be lesser, small j will be greater. Because 65, 97 means you just calculate same. Which means if it subtracts capital J from small j's ASCII value, will I get positive or negative? Negative. Negative means greater or smaller? Smaller. And hence if in case I go here and execute, 100% S1 is smaller than S2. I think you understand. Clear? But some of you will be like, sir, what if I want character by character comparison? This is good. But I don't want case sensitivity, sir. Whether it is capital or small, I don't care. It should just see character is same. Is there an option? Yes. Like how you have equals, ignore case. Like that you have compare to and one more option called as compare to, ignore case. Clear? Now if in case I execute, can you predict and tell me what should be the output? Strings are equal because it will give you 0. I think you have understood. Clear till here? So basically you should never forget 4 methods in your life while coding in strings. not 4 methods. Methods are only 3, but 4 ways. Double equal to operator, equals method, equals ignore case method, compare to method, and one more version is compare to ignore case. Understood? If you just know these 4 things, you can do any kind of comparison with any kind of string. Just need to know these 4 things. Clear till here? Yes, sir. This is also clear to all of us. Next what? Next what means, I hope compared to Friday when I just introduced strings to now, your understanding of strings has drastically changed. I have explained everything to you. But there is one question which if I don't answer, your knowledge on strings is never complete. Okay. Now let us assume, friends, like this, I have created one string called as Java. Okay. Or let us call it as like this. I will call it as tab acad. Now tell me, this is a string created using which class? String class. Which means, is this mutable or immutable? Mutable or immutable? Immutable. What is the meaning of immutable strings? Non-changeable. Now what is the proof that this cannot be changed? Why are they calling it as immutable? Correct or not? They will ask you in the interview, boss, you keep saying non-changeable, non-changeable. What is the proof? Change and show me, they will say. Understood? Now, try to understand this carefully. All of you should focus, okay? Right. I want 100% focus. Listen. First of all, I would just like to represent this string to you. Observe this. Basically, this is how the string will look like. Where I am going to have T, A, P, A, C, A and B. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Clear? This is only S1. Now try to understand. A string looks very similar to an array. Just looks like an array. Correct or not? Now, if this was an array, then using index, I can access the character. Yes? For example, I want to print A. How to print A? S1 of 3, index of operator you will put. Correct? So what I will do is, same thing I will try here. System.out.println S1 of 3. Moment I put that, Eclipse is putting one X mark here and showing a red color underline. Basically it is telling me, programmer, in this particular line there is an error. As a matter of fact, that is why I don't use Eclipse in class, because you cannot see the error clearly. So what I will do is, I will just remove Eclipse. I will go back to the editor which I was using. Here you can see it better. See here, if I just go here, I will paste the same code here. Now if in case I go to my command prompt and just compile this code, immediately you are getting an error. Immediately you are getting an error. And see what it is telling. Boss, you are telling S1 of 3. Array was required, but what are you giving me? String. Yes? Sir, why sir? Why? Because in strings, index of operator is not there. It is not there. You cannot access a character using index of operator. You can't. Okay, sir, but what if I want to print A? Is there no option? There is an option. The thing is, strings are objects. Every object has two parts, has part, does part. If you want to touch anything inside a string, you have methods for it. You have methods. If you want to print a character, for that also there is a method. Now you may ask, sir, which is the method to print a character, sir? Watch it carefully. I will go here, comment this line because error is coming. If you want this line to work, you should not tell S1 of 3. Instead, remove this and I will go here and I will tell S1 dot. Go inside. Sir, which method, sir? There is a method called as character at. Char at method. Tell me, which index character do you want? Third index. Pass that. Am I clear? If in case I now go here and I were to compile this string, error is gone. If I were to execute it, you are getting the answer as A. So first difference between an array and a string. In strings, you can't use index of operator. Understood? Okay. Very good. Now, if this much is clear to all of you, let us assume, just so that you understand here, I will comment these lines. I will comment these lines. Now see, I will create an array of characters. See here, character array, I will call it as C, equal to, within flower brackets, directly I will pass like this, T, next I will pass A, next I will pass P, next I will pass A, next I will pass C, and then A, and then finally D. I hope those who are revising knows in one line I can create and initialize. Am I clear? Now try to understand. This is an array. This is a string. Now, thing is in Java, both arrays and strings, representation is the same, which means even this fellow will look like this only. Instead of S1, reference is now C. This is string, this is array. Understood? If this is an array, I can easily go here, I'll copy this line and I will paste it here and make this as C of 3. Now if I just go, compile the code, no issues, execute the code, you can see answer is A. So in array you have index of operator, in strings you cannot use. Is this clear to all of you? Next difference, observe this. Assume friends, I want to replace this A with maybe Z. I want to replace it with Z. Easily you can do it in an array. How, sir? I will just go here and tell to C of 3, please assign. What do you want to assign? Z. Now what will happen? It will go here and this A is going to be replaced by Z. That's all. Yes or no? If you want proof, I will just go now, print it again. I will print it again. Now if I were to go to my command prompt, compile it, execute it. A has got replaced by Z. Which means 100% a student can see that number one, you can access the characters inside an array using index of operator. Second thing is, you can change the characters. You can change it. Now tell me, anything which you can change, is it mutable or immutable? Mutable. Which means arrays are mutable. But they are saying strings are immutable. If that is true, if I try to do the same thing here, Java should not allow. If Java allows me to change A here, then this is mutable. If Java doesn't allow me to change A, it is immutable. That's all. Now watch it carefully. Now that you understood the array part clearly, I'll remove these 3 lines. I will uncomment these fellows. I'll remove this because this will give us error. Most certainly, you can print A. String will not stop you from printing A. Now I want to change A. I want to change A. How to change is the question. Some way should be there to change. Now how to change? Because I can't go here and tell in S1 of 3, please assign Z. I cannot tell this. Can you tell me why I cannot tell this? Because in string, index of operator only is not allowed. And hence if I just go here, watch it carefully, if I just compile the code itself, error. Array is required, but what am I giving? String. Which means, if this index of operator is not there, how to change? Now some of you will use your brains and say, sir, use char at, sir. Watch it. What you are trying to say to me, try to understand is, tell like this, S1 dot character at 3. And to this, sir, you assign Z. Boss, this kind of statement you can never write in your life. Why? Because what is char at? Method. Those who learn methods in Java, method can take input. Method will return output. There is nothing called as assigning something to a method. This is an illogical statement. I hope you understood. Which means here, if I just go here and I were to compile it, Java will, just directly, sorry, this error, I'll just save it. I didn't save it. If I compile it, now it is telling, boss, what is that line you are writing? It is only confused. Now, which programming language is this? It is asking. Am I clear? So, what a student must understand is, you can only change something in a string if they have given you an option to change. They should have given you some facility to change. In arrays, they gave you a facility called as index of operator, using which you can access also, using which you can modify also. In arrays, they removed this index of operator itself and told, boss, if you want to access a character, I will give you char at. But if you want to modify a character, I will not give you any option. Am I clear? And anything which a programmer cannot change is only called as immutable. Today you go back home, create a string, spend half an hour, try to change even a single character. You cannot change. Hence, a string which once created cannot be modified is only called as immutable strings. Am I clear? And any string created using string class is 100% immutable. Go back home today, spend how much ever time you want. Try changing one character and show me. You can't. That is why it is called as immutable. Clear till here? I hope you understood the meaning of immutable. Okay? Till here everybody understood? Okay, sir. We understood this. If you understood this, then there is one question which again these recruiters love to ask and confuse students. Let me see whether you will also get confused or whether you can answer. What is that question, sir? Observe this. What they will do is, like this, they will, okay, this we will see later. Okay. What they are going to do is, observe this. Try to understand what I am saying. I will just type this out here. Okay. Watch this, friends. What they will do is, they will go here and I will say, they will create one string called as step. Let us assume. Next, they will ask you, mutable string or immutable string? What will your answer be? Immutable string. Can't change. Then they will be like, okay, print and show. So you will go there and say, system.out.println, and you are going to print S1. Then you will go here, you will compile this code and you will execute it. In which case, 100% as per your expectation, you will get the answer as step itself, like this. Clear? Then they will be like, okay, are you sure this is immutable? You will be like, yes sir, 100%, one character also you can't change. Then they will be like, okay, type this line, S1 dot concat, and concact it with whom now? Some, let us assume I will concact it with a cat. Understood? Then they will ask you to print S1 again. And they will ask you, second time when you print S1, is the output going to be tap or is it going to be tap a CAD? Tap ACCAD. Tap. Error. Just think logically for a second. First, when they asked you the question, mutable or immutable, what did you say? Immutable. Now, if you are saying immutable, it means it cannot change. Now, if you say yes, one second time will become tap ACCAD, what you are telling the HR is tap has now changed and became tap ACCAD. If it changes, is it mutable or immutable? Immutable. Sorry, mutable. Yes or no? Try to understand. If in case I go here and if I were to just compile this code, no issues. If I execute this code, observe this carefully and press enter. First time also tap, second time also tap. Yes or no? Now they will ask you, can you please explain what is happening in this code? Because on one end, I am doing concatenation. On the other end, the string is the same. What is happening? They will ask. How can you answer this? If you understand memory, only then you can answer. What do you think is happening here, friends? Any ideas? See, if you want to understand this, then observe carefully. I am just showing the memory here for all of you. I am just showing only my heap segment. I am showing only my heap. Everybody knows inside heap there is one more region. What is the name of this region? String constant pool. And that is my heap area. Okay. And stack is also there. I am not showing it. Quickly tell me, where is stack created? String constant pool. So as per your expectation, 100% one string will get created like this. T small a p like this. 0, 1, 2. Addresses may be 1000. That address is given to the reference. That is, this is only S1. Where is this S1? Stack segment. I am not showing it. 1000 comes. This is referring to this. Clear? Now watch it. System.out.println S1. What is going to get printed? Tab. Clear? Now, what is happening in this line? S1.concat ACCAD. Those who have been focusing in class, today only I taught you concatenation. Whenever you tell S1.concat ACCAD, please understand, don't think this string is going to change. No, never. Java will not even touch this string. If you focused in concatenation, whenever you use concat method, what happens is Java creates a brand new string. That is what I was showing you in the memory also. Yes or no? So tell me, where do you think S1.concat ACCAD means? Tap, you are concating with ACCAD. Tap ACCAD you will get. Think and answer, where will memory be allocated? In constant pool or heap area? Heap area. Because if you use concat method, heap area. So please understand, like this, one brand new string gets created, inside which I am now going to have TAP concatenated with A, C, A and B. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Address is some 2000. That 2000 is now given to S2. I'm sorry. Okay. There is nothing called S2. Is this much clear? Now, again, this is only for people who are revising. Strings are objects. Strings are objects. Tell me, for this object, have you given a reference? In Java, an object which does not have even a single reference pointing to it is called as something. What is it called as? Garbage object. What is it called as? Garbage object. In the next 2 milliseconds, one fellow will come to this heap and check whether there is a garbage object. Who comes and checks? Garbage collector. Yes or no? When the garbage collector comes, it sees, oh, this is an object, but it does not have a reference. In the next 2 milliseconds, garbage collector is going to come and deallocate memory. Yes? And 2 milliseconds is such a small unit of time. I hope you're able to understand. If this is 1 second, 1000 milliseconds forms 1 second. So you can just imagine how short time 2 milliseconds is. Which means by the time this got created, next second itself it also got destroyed. Am I clear? Sir, then what happens, sir? Next line, system.out.println. What are you printing? S1. What is S1? Tab. Did tab change? No. If you don't know memory in your life, you cannot answer such questions. It is impossible. Am I clear? So, what they are trying to check is, do you know whether this string got mutated or changed? Yes or no? Whether concat method modifies the original string or creates a new string. Whether you know this or not is what they are checking. Are you able to understand? So, always remember, any string created using string class is immutable, cannot be changed. If you try to change a string which is immutable, instead of modifying that string, Java always creates a brand new string. Always. Clear till here? Now, sir, really is this string there, sir? Prove to me, you may say. Okay. If I need to prove to you, I should print it. If I should print it, garbage collector should not destroy it. If garbage collector should not destroy it, can you logically think and answer, what should I do? Give it a reference. So watch it. What I am going to do here is, I will just remove all this. Now, you only told me, sir, I don't want garbage collector to remove, sir. Very good. If you don't want it to remove, then I will come here. And I will tell, to this string I will assign one reference called as S2. What should be the type of S2? String. Now please understand, this is only S2. Inside S2 I am going to have 2000, which means S2 is referring to this string. Now garbage collector will not touch it. If this is true, in the next line I will come, I will print S1 also, I will print S2 also. And watch it. If I were to compile this program, no issues. If I were to execute this code, tap is same only. I have a new string called as tap again. Clear? Now, to finally check whether you really are a student who has understood string, you know what they'll do? They'll be like, remove this S2. They'll be like, remove this S2 also. And they will replace this with S1 itself. They'll replace it with S1. Now they will ask you, first time when I print S1, what should be the output? Tab. Easy. Second time when I print S1, what should be the output? So you will say tab, because according to you, tab is immutable. You cannot change. But that is where again you have not understood memory. Because to your shock, when that fellow asks you to execute it, you will compile it and you will execute it. And to your surprise, what happened? Tab again. Now, then again that recruiter will ask you, did tab change? Yes or no? Did it change? Those who think it has changed are not able to think at all, because all that has happened here is, watch it, first line executed, so much happened. You print S1, S1 got printed, tab. Next line, watch it, assignment RHS, S1.concat acad. When you try to concat a string to an immutable string, string doesn't change. Instead, Java will create a brand new string. This is also done. It will take this address 2000 and it will give it to the LHS. Tell me, in the LHS, what have you written? S1. Tell me, new reference or old reference? Old reference. Which means this time there is nothing called as S2. So what you must understand is, that 2000 you are taking, who are you giving it to? S1. S1 is nothing but this fellow. One variable can store only one value. Hence what will happen, sir? This 1000 gets replaced by 2000. Understood? Which means now S1 is not going to point here, because S1 doesn't have 1000. Tell me, what does S1 have? 2000. Are you able to understand? Now, please look at the string and tell me, does it have a reference? Yes or no? No. Next 2 milliseconds, garbage collector will come. It will say, oh, this object does not have any reference. And hence, it is going to deallocate memory. Clear? Now, see here, what are you telling? System.out.println S1. Tell me, what is there inside S1? 2000. What will you print? Type which means in this example all you have done is you have taken the address of S1 which was pointing to tap and you replaced it with the address which is pointing to tap again. Doesn't mean that this string got changed. It cannot change because it is immutable. Clear? Very, very few students, 1% of people also cannot answer these questions clearly because they are not at all approaching programming like this. Hope you understand. So each and every one of you understood the most important point in today's class, which is why is that string called as immutable? Because number one, you cannot access it using index of operator. Second, you cannot change the characters. Third, you can't even concatenate and change. Even when you try to concatenate, Java creates a new string. Which means this is just an illusion which you are giving to the world that S1 has changed. But actually S1 is, this tab did not change. All that changed is the address inside S1. First address was of tab, now address is of tabacad. That's all that is changed. Am I clear till here? I hope everybody understood this much. Clear, friends? This concludes whatever a student has to know about immutable strings. What have I been discussing? Immutable strings. But there are two types of strings. Second type is mutable. I will now introduce mutable strings to you. Maybe not today, but when I introduce it to you, you will see this tab only you can change. You can change characters here, you can concatenate here only, you can do whatever you want to this fellow only. And a new string will not get created. This string only will change. Clear till here? Mutable, immutable. Clear? I hope everybody understood till here. Okay? Great. So I hope whatever I had come with as an agenda for today's class you have understood. Today basically we have covered concatenation, we have covered compare to method, and we have compared why strings created using string class are actually called as immutable. Understood till here? Tomorrow we will proceed with mutable strings. Okay? Any doubts, please meet me. No doubts, I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much. Hold on.